fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. Before leaving the aircraft, please remember to take all your belongings with you.
Mi sono fatto il conto.
Io e mia sorella.
Ah, sì?
9 mesi.
Ah,
Più o meno mi sembrava.
no. Lui ha quasi 6 anni e lei ha 1 anno e mezzo. Lui ha quasi 6 anni e lei ha 1 anno e mezzo.
This for you?
Thank you. Thank you.
Had to catch a train to...
In realtà il primo anno quando si fanno tanto vuoto perché non le usano non fare
Non è l'Italia. Era l'Italia.
Prossima fermata, Largo Long Island.
¿Verdad?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
You want me to take it?
Yeah.
So die Stärke dreht, hast du wie gut. Hä?
Cevap vereyim mi?
Can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. 'Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for a love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and cheat too. mine we've been digging on. No other light but the lamp on my head. And my mama told me that I'll wind up dead, but there's bills to pay, and the rent's due today. So I'll take my chances this time. Bringing my back $5 a day. The company store's getting half anyway. While Mr. Gold Baron sits up on a hill in a gold-plated mansion with pockets to fill, and we're underground, 300 feet down, and it feels like we're digging our way. Don't go down the mines, heed the words that I tell you. It'll cost you your life. It's damp and dark too.
どっちに続いているのか。わあ、綺麗。ヤギいる。え、生きもいた？ずっとそこにいたの？え？あ、ごめん。ごめん。なんかめっちゃでかいの。え？野生？ るって決めてよかった。やばい、間違えたかも。私は帰りたいんですが、最悪。うわ、勢いよと階段を降りてしまった。ちょっと待って。よし。すみません。通ります。
Signore e signori, buongiorno, benvenuti su questo volo Ryanair para...
Prima del decollo vi invitiamo a prendere visione delle schede di sicurezza disponibili nelle aree.
ဒီမျိုးဆိုတာမဟုတ်ဘူး
Firenze Santa Maria Novella, Roma Tivoli, Roma Termini, quindi poi
Thank you, see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
There is trouble, but it's unrelated to anything else. It's things.
Bella, ma non te la dico neanche morta.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask you to pay attention to the following presentation concerning safety procedures and equipment of this aircraft.
Il bagaglio a mano deve essere sistemato sotto la poltrona davanti a voi o negli appositi alloggiamenti sopra di voi.